Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today, guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of stellar lumens, taking a look at the price action and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out. Let's jump right down into today's video, kicking things off with that 1 hour time frame. So here we have XLM paired up with the USDT on the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 exchange. Now, we do obviously see a bit of a run to the upside and a bit of a break to the downside. We broke the recent local low, basically just changed us from a bullish structure to a bearish structure. Nothing much more than that. As you can see, we've been slipping to the downside for quite some time here on XLM anyway. So at the point of recording, we're 11.091 cents. We obviously broke into a new local low, new lower low here, and a new lower high as well, right? So we can see that we do have our bearish setup in here. Okay, we have got these wicks that are protruding up a little bit, but for the most part, it's not looking great right now. Now, this is a bullish idea anyway, because lower lows and lower highs will have a tendency to have a break to the upside. And looking at this one right now, it does look like we're probably going to be moving back up towards equilibrium and that upper trend line. So we are talking about 11.4 and 11.46 approximately. So this equilibrium right here. Now, in terms of Elliott wave theory structures, we have a potential still for further downside. I'm not too concerned about that at the moment, though. Looking at it, we have got a pretty decent move to the downside that's still currently in play, as in we still have potential for a little bit further to the downside before we have that move up towards our upper trend line. Anywhere really between 11.4 and 11.5 seems to be the place to go here on the 1 hour time frame. So as you can see, some volatility to be expected on the hourly chart. If I take this up into the daily, we can see that our expectations for this were to move on down. We were, though, looking to move up first, right? We were hoping that we'd actually tap into about 12.4 before we moved on down, but our expectations to the downside actually came a little bit earlier. So let's go and tidy this out just a little bit, because it's important that we get the correct structure here in place so that we can be accurate in our thinkings of what happens next. So as you can kind of see, we have our EMAs here. We are below the 200 EMA, we're below the 50 EMA, and we're below the 50 moving average. Now, the 50 EMA and the 50 moving average, the MA, are on a path to cross the 200 EMA. This essentially means that a death cross on the daily time frame is coming. It's probably a few weeks out, but it is there and we can see it there. Now, obviously, a death cross is only showing you short-term price action going down lower than longer-term price action, and only shows you what's already happened. Okay, it's not like you're going to be predictive over that, but you can do is predict people's behavior based on it. And so when a death cross happens, people react negatively, even though the reason and the rationale and the logic that flowed into that is just what's already happened. But you do expect to see some volatility on the cross here for XLM. As I kind of shoot this out a little ways, you can kind of see that we have the 3-wave correction down, 3-wave correction up, and we've got further to the downside to go. And ultimately, for stellar lumens here, it looks like we've still got quite the way to go. Okay, so we can see here with the potential of coming right the way back down to double bottom territory at between 6.21 cent and 7.2 cent, and potentially even a new bear market low here for stellar lumens. And that's after a pretty decent run to the upside. But again, looking at this move to the upside, it doesn't really give us the confidence right now to think that this has got further to the upside to go. It was very much corrective in its journey there. And we can see that we would have the ability to look at it like this as 3 waves going up, and we have 3 waves coming down at the moment, 3 waves going up. My next expectation is another 3-wave move to the downside, and that's going to take us back down towards a double bottom situation. So for XLM on the daily, I would say, yeah, we've probably got a little bit more to the downside to go. From our stochastic RSI, you can see that it's quite high. It's not oversold or overbought or anything like that, but it is high on the chart here, so we would expect it to start to see a potential slippage to the downside. If we throw on a divergence in indicator, you can see that there it was hidden bullish divergence. This was before we had that move to the upside, so that was an interesting one to kind of keep an eye on. The RSI is actually, you know, still progressing down a little ways. It's not really inclusive over which way that momentum can go next, but for the most part, looking at it, I would say that we probably will be expecting momentum to continue shifting down. You can see that volumes are really, really small in comparison to that move to the upside, so you can obviously argue what happened there. And for the most part, we can see that that stochastic is heading back towards a bit overbought. So yeah, slippage to the downside seems to be what's going on the daily. From a weekly standpoint, we still have moves to the downside. We're not yet complete with the bear market lows, in my opinion. We are targeting out 3.5 cent to 8.37 cent. It's quite broad, but it is a Z wave movement, which can be pretty much many different structures. My minimum expectation, as I said, would be 8.37, and again, that's just above the bear market low point. So there's no need to say that it has to go down deeper. Double bottom would be my kind of expectations here. Once complete, we'll then move on up, and there's some interesting areas of support to be found on this weekly chart as well. Now, price is currently below the 50 EMA, which is below the 200 EMA, but is above the 50 SMA, so simple moving average. Essentially, here I would expect further downside. We're just entering into the oversold area on the weekly, and I would expect us to be down here for quite some time. I'm not expecting it to be something that we're down here for 1 week and 1 week only, and then we're rallying back up again. My expectations are that we're going to be oversold probably for a few months here on the weekly time frame. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap today's video up. Just a brief video on XLM, letting you know what I think is going on with the price action. As I leave this video, if you have found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe and join us in Discord. Let's continue the conversation down there. Until the next one, though, guys, have a fantastic day.